Let's try annotating.
Here's the thing, I've never annotated a book before, because all this time I've felt like all my books are so beautiful and nice and clean, and I just felt like I'd ruin them if I took a pen to the pages. However, especially in the past few years, I've been seeing a lot of pictures on Instagram and also videos on TikTok of people annotating their books with all these colors and all these drawings and making them super pretty and fun. And I've decided that I need to try that for myself. So here you can see me picking out some colors and some pens, and let's see how this process goes. I don't have much of a plan in mind other than improvise, do what's fun, and we will see how it goes. So I've decided I'm going to peer pressure myself into annotating this book by Holly Black, because it's really small. And I think it will read easy, because I love Holly Black, and I just reread The Cruel Prince as well. It will read easy, it will flow by fast, I will have things to annotate in it, and it will be just a relief to have it done so I can move on to actually annotating more books. I have bought the rest of the books in the series, and I'm also planning on annotating them so I can have all 3 of them together. So if you have any recommendations on what I should do, how I should annotate them, what I should write, how I should organize my tabs, anything at all, or even people whose styles I should copy, people who have nice tutorials, let me know. I'm eager to hear all you have to say. So I've finished the first chapter, the prologue, and honestly, the guilt's already pretty much gone. I'm enjoying this. I mean, the first chapter was already very gripping. It feels like it has a few references to Cassandra Clare's world as well, and I love how these 2 authors are friends and you can tell through their books. Now on the annotating part, I am kind of creating an annotation guide as I go. Whenever I feel like I need a new category, I just add it to this log. Let's hope I don't need any more colors, because I only have 1 left. There is a bit of bleed through, it's not my favorite thing. But also, now that I've done a few pages, it's looking really pretty. I'm really excited. And since I'm just winging it, I'm just excited to see how this goes. So far I have character information about any of the characters in this deep red. I have this light green for, I've said lore and info, so anything I think is relevant to the story or is a hint or something. And then I have this green, yellow, this color that I've said, what just happened? Because I think there's going to be a lot of moments like these throughout this book. And then I'm just taking little notes wherever I feel like I need to write something, just my thoughts. And honestly, I think I will be developing this method as I go. So I'm excited to continue. So I'm on 26 pages in, because it's taking me a long time to actually do this as I read. Honestly, I find that it's really easy for me to highlight and underline and emphasize like this. I really struggle with picking things to write. But I'm already, if you compare first few pages and the last few pages that I've done, you can see that I'm already a lot more confident with annotating. Plus, I have started adding tabs to some pages. I'm doing little green triangles for pretty imagery, nice aesthetic things, basically things that have to do with aesthetics that I want to mark. Because I started with green sort of being just information and random little bits of universe details, but then I sort of started adding all these beautiful what should I call it, like descriptions to the green, because I didn't know where else to add them. So I'm tabbing the ones I want to keep with these little green triangles. And we just met male main character, and I've decided that if I have any interactions between the two characters that I like, I'm gonna use this pinkish fuchsia, it's not fuchsia, it's pinkish, this pinkish triangle to mark them. And honestly, I'm really enjoying the process. It's just taking me quite a bit of time to do, and it's a bit frustrating because right now I really want to just devour this book, because I know I could have this entire book done by tonight. Not by tonight, a couple hours and this book would be over. And this is forcing me to be a lot slower. On the one hand, I'm enjoying it, the fact that I can take a bit more time when reading. On the other, I just want to keep moving. So I'm thinking maybe I'll start another book that I can read when not working on this, so I can sort of satisfy the craving of I want to read till I drop. So I can keep doing this because I'm really enjoying what I've been doing in this book so far. It seems like quite a nice day outside also, and I would really like to go sit outside and read, but I know it's going to be loud because of cars and insects and everything, and I'm not sure if I'm up for that. But I think I'll take some time to keep annotating, and I'll probably be back on camera when I have something new to say, because yeah, as you can tell, I'm starting to get the hang of this, so I don't have that many observations to make. See you soon. So I'm getting a bit frustrated with all the annotating, and I'm not sure if it's because it's late at night and I'm a bit sleepy, but I'm about 50 pages in, and I'm just starting to kind of be annoyed at having to underline and sort of just feeling like I don't have anything I want to underline, but that could be a result of my tiredness. The thing is, I always say this about Holly Black's books. They read really easily, like they flow by. I read the entire Cruel Prince series in a day. And these books, like this series, all 3 books are probably smaller than half of that series. And I know that if I was just reading, I'd have already finished these. And I really want to know what happens next, but I kind of have to take it slow to do the annotations. And I'm starting to get a bit frustrated. Probably need to just get some sleep. Also doesn't help that I can't just curl up in my bed and read, because I need a table to do this. I'm a bit unstable when writing and underlining, as you can probably tell. So me doing it in bed is a no-go. We'll see. I'm past the halfway point of the book, and I've stopped trying to get clips of every single bit of annotation because I've realized it's quite repetitive. But as you can tell from probably the last clip I showed, now that I'm getting closer to the middle and I'm trying really hard not to crack the spine, it's a bit of a struggle to actually underline. The lines that are closer to the spine are starting to get wonky, starting to slip away, be a bit more shaky, but honestly, I still like this. It's a fun process, and I can't wait to finish this book. Although I have to say, it's been a really good thing that I've had a motivator to make me read this book slower, because I know I would have been done with the whole series and the other 2 books that I have that are currently unread, and I would have been buying more books yet again. So that's a plus. I'm like so funny. I've finished annotating my first book. Honestly, looking back, I might have even been a bit excessive with my underlining and all the colors at times, but what matters is that I was having fun and enjoying what I was doing. So I will call this experiment a win, all in all. And I'm really happy that I've set this goal for myself and I've stuck to it all the way to the end of the book. I started figuring out my key as I was reading, and honestly it ended up developing as I went. So let me just explain the key I sort of ended up with at the end of reading this book, because it's a bit different than what I kind of started with. The first pale green colour I ended up using for things such as information and lore about the world or the characters or something, and of course anything that had beautiful vibes. The second greenish colour I used for all my questions and all the things that made me go, what? Why? When? Just, all those moments of frustration and excitement and what just happened sort of things. Then I used that reddish color for character info and thoughts, which basically means anything and everything I felt really gave me a detail about a character's personality or the way they function, the way they think. And then the final orange, red, pink, weird color I used for, I wrote them on my little key, and I used it to highlight nice pieces of interaction between Kay and Reuben, who are the two main characters, sort of love interests. And then on my tabs, I only used 2 colors, and as you've probably seen throughout the video, I used these beautiful triangular tabs that looked really cute on the page, but were a struggle to get unstuck from the little piece of paper and put on the page. But I used the nice dark green ones for anything that had to do with beautiful imagery, because I love how poetic Holly Black's writing can be sometimes, and everything that made me sort of stop and go, wow, I tabbed. And I also tabbed all the scenes between Kay and Reuben that I liked, that I found sort of comforting and fun, because I like to revisit those sort of scenes when I have sleepless nights or when I just need a quick pick-me-up. So I thought it would be the perfect way to just be able to go back to them whenever I want. I've finally annotated my first book from beginning to end, and I'm really happy with how everything's looking. I enjoyed the process. It took me a few days, whereas this book it's tiny. I would have read it in a very short amount of time. But I'd say while the process was frustrating at times because I just wanted to keep reading, it was also very rewarding because it gave me a chance to really take the story in. And like all the little things, like beautiful imagery, which I always notice in books, I now have a little marker for all the bits and bobs I liked. So I can just go back to them anytime instead of just sort of remember that I really liked something without ever being able to really find it again. But it was an enjoyable process. I will be definitely going on with the series and annotating the rest of the books. And I would like to try some different things. My method it wasn't really a method. I picked 4 colors. And whenever I didn't come up with the categories beforehand. Whenever I came up with something new that I wanted to highlight or to have a different category for, I'd just get a new color. So I ended up with these 4. Same went for tabs. But I would like to try other methods. So if you have a method of your own or a tutorial or something that you like to do or anything, something that you've seen that you want to see me try, please let me know down in the comments because I really want to try everything and discover this new world of annotation. I found that it was really easy for me to highlight and underline, but I really struggled to find things to write. So that's definitely a goal for next time. But it was a really enjoyable experience. Now for a mini review of the book. It was really interesting. I love Holly Black's fairy world. So it was definitely really nice to revisit in this sense. So it felt like a bunch of little details from The Cruel Prince and the Folk of the Air series that were missing, because they weren't missing. They just were never sort of explained. So I just sort of assumed and accepted and everything. They were sort of explained in this and I really liked it. And also, I have been going through a bit of a nostalgic moment. And I have to say this book really hit the spot for me, because I've been really missing the time when I first read The Mortal Instruments. And this book really gave me that same vibe of a young girl discovering a foreign world that she's part of and everything. The characters sort of matched to me and it really gave me that feeling that I thought I'd never find again. because I've read the series, it's done and gone. And I really enjoyed it. Can't wait to continue the series and continue this wonderful journey of annotating. Thank you so much for being with me throughout this whole journey. Thank you for listening to my rambling. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. And I'll see you next time.